So yes, guys, thank you so much for tuning into Simply Steph again. My name is Stephanie. If you are new here, let me just tell you a little bit about myself and the channel. I am your host and will be for the next however many minutes. And this is a beauty channel. We do all things beauty, both inside and out, tutorials, unboxings galore, try-ons, reviews, first impressions, you name it. I try to do as much as I possibly can. And if I ever get suggestions, which I love, I will try and do those as well. I do have a series within the channel that will explain to you how to get full-size free products on a continuous basis at no cost. It just takes a little bit of your time, writing a review or posting a picture. That's it. And as long as you fulfill that agreement or responsibility, I should say, the products will keep on coming. And every time I do a video like that, I always mention the company that I get them from. And again, I will leave a link bringing you directly to that company so that you yourself can get involved and do the same thing that I do. With all that being said, if you think any of this that I've mentioned is something you get into, please, by all means, hit the subscribe button and become part of our family today. We have a very good family here. It's very nice. I treat this channel as a family. Everybody in here is a part of my family, and I treat it as such. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into the Colourpop You're My Wine and Only collection. Now, guys, of course, I've used everything, so I'm going to show it to you, and then I will break to do the swatches, and yeah, go ahead and show you the look I created. So, the first thing that in the collection is we were to get which is pretty crazy because I'm not going to use this for sure. This is you know how they have on Colourpop Soul Body, okay, the company Soul. So this is body oil, like a body shimmer, I should say. And then you see how it's like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's gloppy. I would shake it up. Now I'm not touching this. The cap is in there. I'm not going to open or like spritz this because I know I won't use this. I'm definitely not a body shimmer girl. Definitely not me. And the second thing that came in was like a skincare product is the Vino, and this is the rejuvenating serum. Okay, so there's what it looks like there. Very nice, very nice packaging. It's very cute. I like that. The body shimmer, I know what it does. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you could probably mix some of it into the foundation. I don't know. A Luxe Lightweight Dry Oil. Okay, with next level multi-dimensional shimmer. So this is a shimmering dry oil. Again, not crazy about that on my skin. Okay. And then it's just an oil. It comes in a little bottle like this. I haven't smelt it. It doesn't, it has almost like a wine scent. I'm not even gonna lie. It's just a very, very slight one. It does smell clean. It doesn't smell like roses or anything like that. It's a very light scent. Like you can barely smell it. But I want to say it smells like wine. But, you know, maybe that's just me wishful thinking. I don't know. I'm not even a wine drinker, guys, so whatever. So there you have that. And then this collection does come with 3, count them 3, Super Shock blushes. Yeah, I know, right? I've never heard of them before. But again, I'm not all up on Colourpop like that. There are 3 of them here, okay, as you can see here. I do have on. And guys, if you look at these colors, like, oh my God, right? See how dark they are? I was like, no way am I getting these on my face. There's no way. And even if I go with the lightest hand. However, I took the more pinkier one. And guys, you'll see in the swatches, it is very, I mean, I do have it on. And I'm loving it. I am loving it. Never can I get my blush to go on without looking patchy. I always have problems with that. Same thing with the bronzer. But this, I mean, it is on and it's not going anywhere. It's just amazing. I also have the foundation that I will show you. First time ever, and I am liking that as well. This collection, I will tell you, I believe it costs $62 if I'm not mistaken. We do have 2 Super Shock shadows. Now, I did use both of these in this eye look. We have Muse, which is here, and this is more of a winey burgundy color, and this is Wind Down. Okay, so this one is a little more darker, but they both have a shimmer effect, and they're just very, very pretty. I have them on my eyes now. Then we have the liner. I did a swatch in my live last night. If you got, oh, by the way, guys, if you didn't check that, if you didn't catch that, please go and watch it. It's funny. This is called Wine Nut. Okay, and this is the liner. And there you have the color there. And again, I will do swatches, okay? I'm going to swatch everything here and, you know, hold it up so you can see it. I'll either do the swatches or I'll throw them up here somewhere. And then the piece of resistance, with the collection anyway, is absolutely the You're My Wine and Only palette, okay? That's what it looks like. They do have the shade names on the back. Okay, guys, so I tell you a little bit about this. Of course, I'm filming this after I created a look, so I can tell you that. Just see what happens. Why? This is a Z palette. Well, it's magnetized, but you can't get the top off. So when I drop the palette, well, I'll get into it more when I'm creating the look, but also, and I will tell you, crap ton of kick up, crap ton. So here's what the palette looks like. It does have a mirror. It's a 9-pan, standard Colourpop palette. And there are the shades right there. And they do have the shade names here and also on here. But how do you see them? Yeah, when you're right up close like this and you have 20/20 vision, but, pull it back a little bit and try looking at that. Red on red, that was a bad idea. Colourpop, you should have, white, anything, gold, something more than this. I had a heck of a time seeing them. I had to refer to the box every single time. So there you have that, okay? And again, this is what it looks like on the outside. Are these magnetized, all of them? Because I don't know. Anyway, so that is the entire collection. Now, I did manage to get, again, pretty fresh hydrating foundation. And also, I got a Jelly Much eyeshadow, which is freaking awesome, guys. The reflux on this and the iridescent shimmer, oh my gosh, it's blinding and it's so good. And it reminds me of the Jeffree Star highlighter that I got in my mystery box for that Halloween. Let's get into the look and I will see you when we return. Wow, okay, so your girl's looking a little crazy. I never, ever, what I say about putting powder down, never do I do that, right? But I took a look at this palette. There's no way I'm going to put this on my face without putting something underneath there. Now, normally I do lotion, but I dropped the palette. I did have lotion. Dropped the palette. It's a Z palette. Okay, I don't know if everybody knew that, but I didn't. I did not know that. So when I dropped the palette on the floor, all the shadows came out. So I didn't know how they went back in. So I literally had to, and who makes a Z palette when you can't get the top off? Colourpop, what's up with that? The shadows came out, but this plastic thing stayed on. So it is oh so janked up, but it didn't break. All the shadows fell out on the floor, and I was left with an empty palette with just holes there. And I'm like, oh my God, what shadows go back where? Because, I didn't look at the dang shadows all good like that. But I did use them on my eyes, so from memory, I put them back in. What I had I had my lotion under there like I always do. But since I dropped the palette and everything, and it took an hour, so it's now probably 4:30 in the morning. It took so long to get it back. The lotion dried up all kinds of funky because normally I wipe it off. Well, it dried up all kinds of like cruddy. I don't know what it was. But anyway, I was like, ew. So I wiped it off. So I went ahead and I put the powder on with a damp beauty blender. And it was just looking funky ew. I said, I'm not going on camera like that. So I took a brush and I just patted on there. Now, I could, if I start choking in the middle of this video, you know why. Because I don't do this ever. Holy crap. But look at these shadows, guys. And there's some dark shadows, but they really are pretty. So what happened was I went ahead and I started to do this eye like this one for you guys. But guess what? The camera wasn't on. So I looked over. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Anyway, so I will just tell you right here what I did. I just did one thing. Well, of course, I always prime my eyes because I didn't do that on camera. So what I do is I always prime my eyes with the Urban Decay priming. That's always basic. I mean, that's the same thing every time. Okay, so I will tell you, I had to put my glasses on. I couldn't see the shadows. What I did was I actually went in with, the shade name is Major Chianti. It's this shadow right here, okay? I ever so slightly went in and I did the transition, okay? And I made sure I blended it out really, really good and very high up. Now, what I was about to do until I realized that the camera wasn't on, okay, was go in and I did that with just a big fluffy brush. And then I went in with my little Essie brush, which I use all the time, and I went to deepen up the crease. Mill it over, and that is this shade right here. So, yeah, so I'm just going to go in here. Now, if I'm turning sideways, I apologize. Hopefully, you guys will be able to see me, though. So, I'm just going to deepen up that crease, like really in the crease. See that? I'm just deepening that up. And then, of course, I will blend that out. And then for the last part of this, all I did was with the same brush, actually, I went into the shade Winter. This bottom shade right here. I'm just better at pointing. This bottom shade right here. And I just want to deepen up that outer corner even more. Just my outer V. Just give it a little more definition. But see, yeah, there is quite a bit of fallout. Just want to make sure you blend that out. What I did do is I went in, I took the brush that with the first shadow for my transition, and I just kind of went over it. This is a really good blending brush for the crease. I didn't even pull out my Sigmas yet, guys, and I don't think I'm going to, not for this look, which is pretty crazy. Remember I said always, guys, it's just a matter of kind of like going back and forth. I use the middle shade right here, which is Play to Wine. Play on words. I just scooped it up. I didn't even wet the brush, and I'm not going to. It's just a very simple look. I packed it on the one side, and I'm just dragging it over. Okay? You guys can see that? I don't know, can you see that shimmer? It's like crazy. It's so pretty. Now, see, there is quite a bit of fallout. Thank God for the powder. And then I just drag it down. And then I took my color switch. I did go into, for a little bit of a lighter inner corner, just a little bit, because these are all dark shadows. I'm taking that shade right there, picking it up totally dry on my brush, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it across here. So much better with my fingers. I don't think I can get it in there, though. Okay, and I'm just bringing the two shadows together, going into the corner where there's a ton of fallout. I went ahead and I just tap it with each. I have two darker, lighter shade, and I just pull it across, and then I drag it this way with the other shade. So I'm like dragging, 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 if that makes sense. And I just tap with both of them, and away goes the line, okay? Then I went in with the shadow Muse, which is the color, the Super Shock shadow. You see how pretty that is? I mean, I'm going to show you here. I'm pretty sure I swatched it. But it's ever so pretty. I mean, that's a terrible swatch. I'm a terrible swatcher, guys. Don't mind the mark. But see that? It's very, very light. And what I did is I just kind of like get a pretty good amount on there. And this is kind of like a wet shadow. And all that does, and I even used both of them actually. I went in with this one because this one is more of like a goldy shift to it. Not goldy. I want to say like a, I don't know, it's a weird kind of shift. If you guys can see that. The darker shadow I went in with, this is Wind Down, and it is a little bit of a darker color. See? So you can see the difference. This is the Super Shock shadow there. This is this one. So I kind of just dragged it again across. This is just to add a little more like pop to it. You can absolutely go in with a lighter shimmer if you want, but I wanted a dark, you know, look. So when I put my cardigan on that matches, and my nails kind of match a little bit, this is the best, the closest I could get to it anyway. I went ahead and wow, took off the powder. I can't breathe. I highly recommend when you're working with this palette, definitely put powder down. Even if you don't normally do that, you can always just wipe it off like I did. And now I am going to go back in with my creams and moisturize under my eyes. I will color correct. And then we're going to move on to foundation, because I do have a brand new foundation and I want to try this. This is the hyaluronic acid Pretty Fresh hydrating foundation from Colourpop. And I don't know if this is going to be the right color. We're going to try it. Whether it is or not, we're going to make it work. Somewhere in here there's going to be swatches, but before I did that, I swatched them to see. These are not as dark as you would seem. They can be dark, but they can be put on very light, which I'm also loving. So let's see if we can make this work. I'm gonna see if I can pull this together. Oh, and by the way, I'm loving the fact that my skin fridge is right here, because all my stuff is right here. Now, I very rarely do a wing. I haven't tight lined yet, so you can kind of see when you, hopefully you'll be zoomed in here, but you can kind of see the space. I want to do this so you can see that that's flesh, right? And with the liners, what I always do is I tight line, because that will give you a more cohesive line. Like there won't be any white there when I put my lashes on. I did try to get like a gel liner this color so that I can do that, but Colourpop's always sold out of everything. I don't want to use a black, even though this is a dark liner, you can absolutely see that it's a burgundy liner. I gotta flip it over to the big screen. Oh, what? I have a gunmetal gray. This is a NYX liner. And all I'm doing here is I'm tight lining. And I take a liner, and without smearing it on the top of the lid, you want to run it through the lashes. I have a gray eyelash. What? Oh no, that's not cool. But I've been getting grays since I was 25, so let's just say. Not very many, but enough to get me freaked out a little bit. And all that does is it kind of closes off the gap. Now, you should be able to see the difference between this eye. Let me see, can you? Sorry. Yes, you definitely can. You can definitely see the difference between this eye and this eye. This is the one that I used the tight liner on. So yeah, guys, I was looking at my face is hella white. I haven't done even under my under eye. Okay, guys, so I have like no color in my face. So I have to bronze my face. I can't, this is horrible. Okay, guys, so I just bronzed up my face just ever so slightly. I could have definitely went darker with it, but I'm not really trying to put a lot of powder on because as I'm putting on the bronzer, I'm remembering, oh my God, it's Super Shock Blush, which is like a cream blush. So guys, Cruel Intentions, which is the one I'm going to use because I don't think I want to dip into these because I really think they'd be too dark for me. But I will tell you that it blends out pretty nicely. So, all right, wish me luck on this one. This is definitely a tap-on type blush, I want to say. Oh, crap. What did I do? Well, you know what? Actually, no, I kind of like that. I won't say it's too dark. I won't. I mean, it does pat out nicely. And the good thing about this is you can always share it out with a beauty blender. If I could find my beauty blender, I can always tap this out. Like, this is kind of cool. I really like this blush. Whenever I put powder blush on, like it always looks patchy to me anyway. I don't know. I really like this blush. Oh my gosh. Let me put the top on so it doesn't dry out. I didn't think this was going to be a color for me. We do have the blush on. I do have bronzer on. So, I mean, you like when I turn the lights up, it's going to look like I have nothing on because that's just, you know, studio lights. I did not do my under eyes. Let me conceal them and we are done with this look. Yay. Honestly, I'm really liking the foundation. I just need to get a color that's like maybe 2 shades darker. So I have put color corrector under my eyes. Just a little bit of like the pink to cancel out some of the darkness. Now I do use the Colourpop Pretty Fresh under eye concealer. I've had that for a while. I kind of mix it with the e.l.f. hydrating concealer because this is more my shade and then the e.l.f. is a little brighter. So what I do is I usually go in just with a couple swipes of this. So there you have it. I have the under eyes concealer. Now, I'm going to go back in very quickly with that palette. What I decided I'm going to do is I'm not going to dip into any of the shadows that I have up here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of this second shadow here. This is a more like matte with glitter in it, but the glitter doesn't stay. It really doesn't. And I'm just going to kind of smoke it out. This is going to be more of a smoky eye than anything. And I'm just going to go ahead and run it as close as I can to the lash line. And not all the way in. Probably about a little over halfway in. And I'm just going to buff it out. That's all I'm going to do. And now you can still see the liner. And I will bring it up into the shadow. I mean, on the lid. At the very corner. And I'm pulling that down. And then I'm going to clean off my brush. And I will take the same brush after I just swirled it a little bit in the thing, and then I'm just gonna really buff it out. Well, there you go, guys. I didn't mean this to be a smoky look, but I did use a little bit of a thicker brush, which I should have known better. But anyway, I'm not mad at it. So hey guys, the random comment picker has spoken again for the Vlogmas Day 2 giveaway. The winner is right there on the screen. She has 48 hours to contact me, and congratulations. Okay, guys, so here's the palette swatch. Starting from here down, we have Blanc, Sip Sip. It's a wine. Major Chianti, I think that's it. For Cast a Chateau. Play to Win would be the next one. And then we have Mull It Over. What is that? Vinter, Mon Cherie, and Grateful, okay? So again, Grateful's down here. Sorry for the swatches, guys. My arms barely fit, but there you go. So there are the swatches for the shadows, okay? Okay, guys, I also want to mention a ton of kick up in the palette. Okay, so we're going to move on to the blushes. These are the swatches. Again, the blush that I was able to use. And remember I said I might have said it, I might not have. I wasn't sure. So here's it in the packing. This one is called Cruel Intention. It has a more pinkier tone to it. As you can see, I did use it. It pats out very nice. It shears out very well. Kind of looks like you just went out. You know, I don't look like too clownish, I don't think. I was even able to put a little bit on my nose. I mean, and there it is swatched. So guys, that's kind of like just, I went in twice with it. I didn't try to tap it or blend it out. So honestly, I mean, you can definitely make this work. So I know for sure Cruel Intentions I can use. The second one here, again, in the same packaging, you know, same designs on the outside. This one is Cheerio, and that one is a bit of a deeper, like cherryish soda maybe. And I did not go in on this one, and I'm not going to because I don't know if I'll be keeping this one, okay? Again, I don't know. It does come with 3, and these are all Super Shock blushes, which is that pillowy type cream, okay? And this is the third one, and this is Brute Flute. And this one has a more, I don't know, I want to say bronzier tone to it, and it does have a little bit of shimmer in it. So I did not swatch these because I do not, like I said, know if I'm going to use them. So moving right along, we do have the liner, which I do have on as well. I will go ahead and put this on the back of my hand. And guys, you can see this. This is, okay, I'm going to do it thick. And I did create a wing on my eye, which I don't normally do, but there you have it. It is a very, very pretty shade. Okay, guys, so we do have the Super Shock shadows, which is, Muse is on top. That's this one right here. Okay, right there, which is this one right here, if you can see that, which is a, like, I want to say like a peachier, bronzier type shimmer, okay? And then the second and last Super Shock shadow, these are for the eyes. You can use these anywhere, guys. You can pat the blush on your eyes. I mean, I would imagine so. I didn't check to see if they're 100% eye safe, but I'm imagining that they are. And then we have this one, again, this is Wind Down, and here it is here. And I do have both of these on my lid. So there you have it. That is pretty much the collection. Now, the like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with the oil and the body shimmer. I definitely know I'm not keeping that. Definitely not. I already put my fingers in this one. Definitely use the liner. I did use the one cheek product, but I still have these 2 cheek products. And the other thing that I did get, I don't know if I mentioned it, this is Jelly Much. Okay, this is, now check that out. You see that reflective on that? This is the Jelly Much shadow in the color No Rest for the Vivid. No Rest for the Vivid. Now let me go ahead and try and swatch this. So again, it is a gel. Like it is, the consistency is very strange. Oh my gosh, and it's very light. It's almost like the Super Shock, because look, I'm trying to get it on my finger. And when you buff it out, oh my God, guys. Wow. I'm not kidding. That is brilliant. Now, let me tell you, you know that's right up my alley. It almost reminds me a whole bunch like the Jeffree Star highlighter that I got. It's the blue one, but it kind of shimmered green. And I mean, it was just all, you can see just about every color under the rainbow in that highlighter. I like it on my lips, but, and again, I bet you I could put, well, I don't know if it'll go with this look. It probably won't. No. Anyway, there you just have it. And it's very creamy. Anyway, that's it right there. Again, there you can see it. And that shimmer, oh my God. Holographic, iridescent, whatever you want to call it. It's amazing. So there you have it, guys. That is, now this doesn't go with the collection again, like I said in the beginning of the video. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, now back to the video. And BTW and FYI, that Jelly Much shadow is extremely sparkly and glittery, just like the Jeffree Star. Wow, a lot of glitter. But anyway, back to the video. So there you have it, guys. I just went ahead. Picking the lippy, I think, was the hardest thing. I went with, I guess, a monochromatic. What do they call that when it matches monochromatic? How do I not know that? But anyway, I think if I had to do it again, I probably would go with a nude lip.